Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you my December setup. I had lots of ideas this month and really had trouble narrowing down to which ones I wanted to use for this theme, and so I just put them all together into one theme. As you can see from the preview, the ideas that I had included a gingerbread village, outdoor wintry snowy scenes, as well as some indoor-outdoor window decorated with Christmas ornaments and bushes, wreaths kind of ideas, and I just combined everything and hoped that it worked out. I'm not quite sure if it's cohesive enough to your liking. I hope that it is, but I did really have fun doing this sort of mixed media, mixed theme December setup. This month I also had a lot of fun playing with drawing gum. I actually don't know what the difference is between that and masking fluid. I should look that up. But the effect seems to be the same, and I really enjoyed the contrast between the dark background and the silhouette that the drawing gum produces. I think that at some point in the future when I do another theme, I might only do the silhouette contrast approach, but for this month I just really wanted to get a lot of different ideas on paper, and so after rubbing off the drawing gum, I wanted to add a little bit of the holographic and metallic watercolors for some additional contrast and extra shine. And because I wanted to combine it with the whole gingerbread village theme that I also wanted to incorporate, I drew these gingerbread houses and gingerbread candies and gingerbread men and other items on this craft paper, cut it out, and then glued it onto my watercolor painting. You'll see that I do the same thing across several other pages in this month's theme, as I draw a bunch of gingerbread items onto the craft paper, cut it out, and glue it across many of my other pages. Even though the scenes that I'm painting from page to page do differ sometimes quite a bit, I thought that gluing on these gingerbread items helped to add some more consistency across the pages. Let me know if you thought that it worked out that way. I actually really liked how it looked. I was worried it wouldn't quite fit, but then I found that the gingerbread items glued on had a really nice look to it. One of the other ideas that I had as I was brainstorming what to do for December was that I wanted to add in some vellum paper. I knew this very early on, I think maybe even a few months ago, that for December, for my winter theme, I definitely wanted to add in some vellum paper for that frosty look. But I wasn't quite sure exactly how I wanted to incorporate it, and just decided arbitrarily as I was working on this that I'll just do a half-page approach, so you can just see a little bit of that frostiness in the sky for one of my pages. And here I'm gluing in some extra watercolor paper that I had painted with various shades of blue and black. I actually had originally painted that sheet of watercolor quite a while ago, and I was going to make a Christmas card out of it, but then I got really busy and never really got to making all of those watercolor Christmas cards that I want to do, so I'm not quite sure if I'll be doing that this year, and I decided to make use of the paper in my bullet journal instead. But in terms of making watercolor Christmas cards and watercolor cards in general, that's still on my to-do list, and I will try to incorporate that into my schedule at some point when I have a bit more time. Originally, I had thought about giving myself more space for a bigger monthly calendar again, but then I realized last December I didn't actually need as much space around this time, because around December I have a little bit of a break from school, not as many assignments, and I'm out more often having some social events with my friends and family for the holidays, so I'm not home as often to do a bunch of chores and other tasks, so I didn't really need as much space for the calendar or for the weeklies, so I kept the calendar small, only kept a couple of trackers. I took out the weekly spread pages that I usually include and instead just had a rolling weekly to write down my tasks and move them as needed. this month is a bit more art heavy, as I had quite a few ideas that I really just needed to get out of my system. So you'll see that I have quite a few paintings, quite a few medium that I'm using, including watercolor, metallic watercolor, holographic watercolor, acrylograph pens, as well as some different types of paper, watercolor paper, craft paper, and just mix it all together and put it all into this one month. And I feel much better now that I have been given a chance to just get it all out. Despite having more paintings this month, I do think that the paintings themselves were a bit more simple. I just gave myself a chance to play with a bunch of more materials, such as using that drawing gum, as well as using more washi tape, as well as using some glue tape and holographic glitter itself combined, adding it to the theme and gluing in some ribbons, all of that kind of thing. Just playing around with a bunch of different things that are lying around at home that I have purchased over the years and seeing what comes out of it. Bunch of different colors for the Christmas tree painting, and also wanted to make the background look kind of bright because I wanted it to be a warm indoors scene for the other side of my window. And then I decorated with some metallic watercolors. This set is new. I actually got a couple of new different watercolor palettes. Went on a splurge, bought a bunch. I will link the ones that I use in the description below as usual. Anyways, I was very excited to add a bunch of these colors into this scene, and it basically felt like I was decorating a Christmas tree. I maybe am compensating for what I don't have in terms of not having a Christmas tree at home, but it's okay. It was fun, and I'm still on the hunt for that perfect mini Christmas tree that I would like to put in my apartment, but I haven't found one that is both pretty enough, small enough, and also a reasonable price and meeting all my criteria, so I'm still looking for it. I will let you all know when I do find one, but in the meantime, I will paint it instead. Having just one Dutch door, which was a vellum Dutch door in the beginning, wasn't enough for me this month. I also had to add in a holographic window. So you see that here as I add in this indoor-outdoor holographic window scene to the end of my December setup. I had talked about before how my bullet journal is both a productivity tool and a creative outlet for me, and this month, as you can see, it is truly the creative outlet heavy kind of function. Thank you all so much for putting up with my kind of sleep-deprived rambling and also quite unhinged setup. I hope that despite it being quite extra, that you still enjoyed watching the video. And now for a flip through. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon.